Good morning. We are actually doing the Wonderland Trail. We've been trying to get permits for the last 4 or 5 years, and we're able to get walk-ups just barely. And so we're not exactly leaving where we wanted to start from, but we got it 8 days on trail, and we're just starting from White River campground area, and we get to start our journey going uphill for 4 miles. It's August 3rd, and it's gonna be a good day. For those of you who have never heard of the Wonderland Trail, which I imagine is a few of you, it's about a 93-mile trail that goes around Mount Rainier in Washington. Mount Rainier is the third biggest mountain in the U.S., second to Mount Whitney. Denali's the highest. And we're not hiking to the top of it. We'd have to have mountaineering gear and mountaineering skills. We're just hiking around it. But it's a lot of up and down. We've got an average of a little more than 3,000 feet gain every day. And because the permits were tough to get, our first day is only going to be 4.5 miles up to sunrise. And then maybe we'll set up camp and maybe do a nice day hike. So we will see you up the trail. There's our very first view. Mount Rainier. That's one heck of a glacier. We made it to the top of the ridge. Now we got about half mile to the campground. Turns out it's only going to be like 3.5 miles. Might have to amp up our day hike a little bit more. Well, we set up camp here in Sunrise. We only came in like 3.5 miles. Pretty light morning, but we've got a 6-mile day hike planned. Store food and head out. Popular up here. That last viewpoint we got to, it's called Second Burrows. We got there about 11 o'clock, and that's where we were going to turn around. We decided, well, Third Burrows looks very steep, and we don't have enough water, so we're going to have to ration. But it was only 11 o'clock, right? So now we're going to climb up top of this thing. Quite a view. We're on the Third Burrows now. Oh, that's glacier. Even though it looks like dirt, there's glacier under it. We started our morning way down that valley over there, and came up, and this is probably the high point. Or it's about the same over on that other point there. Here down this side. impressive as well. That's where the Wonderland's gonna take us tomorrow. Through that valley down there. Come up about 4,000 feet this morning. It's almost noon. Probably time to turn around. Find some water. This is a pretty impressive retaining wall they have next to the trail. Campsite's down there somewhere. We're going around to the visitor center. Just finishing our day hike, had a big lunch, well, sandwiches and macaroni salad, ice cream sandwiches over at the visitor center, and donated our dinner to the hiker box. Now heading back to camp, finish our day hike. Well, we did about 14 miles today, about 4,400 feet of gain. That little day hike we did. On the way back to camp, started to rain a little bit. Brought the solar charger so we could charge things up, but it stopped raining, but it's cloudy. Now it's 4:30, going on 5. And waiting for a little sunshine to charge some stuff up, or we'll go to bed early. So either way, see you in the morning. Got a big day planned, about 13 miles, and a lot of great scenery. See you in the morning. Good morning. Today we're heading to, well, first it's about 10 after 6. It never got very cold last night like we're used to in the mountains, so we spent the first half of the night trying to not sweat up our tent, and then the second half trying not to freeze because we were all sweaty. So it's a little different than what we're used to, but got an average night's sleep all in all. We are headed to Carbon River Camp today, which is about 13 and a half miles. One of the potentially unfortunate parts of this trip is I like to save the great big days towards the end, and I think we shot a wad yesterday. That was an incredible view of the mountain from Third Burrows Peak, but I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful day and beautiful scene. So we'll see you up the trail. There's a mountain goat hanging out on the ridge line up there. Well, marshal on. Here's the saddle. You can see where we did our day hike yesterday. We came up over that little berm and climbed up there and ended up right at the top of that right there. Quite a view. Just came out of the trees where we've been for the last hour or so, and this big moraine here has a glacier under it still. You can still see under the dirt. Every once in a while we're surprised by a perfect trail through the woods. We're not climbing straight up and down. And moss-covered rocks and old growth trees. It's very nice in here. Nice and shady. Mystic Lake. Beautiful scene. Well, we stopped for lunch here, Mystic Lake. Such a beautiful scene. I found a nice spot in the shade. Time to be moving on. Looks drunk. We just finished our last climb of the day. Now we got about 4 miles downhill, way down that valley. Wow, this is special. We're about a mile or so from camp, come about 12.5 miles. And we are making our way around this mountain. This is a big glacier that comes to an end right here, empties out on us. Pretty cool. That's pretty crazy. We made it to camp. It's 14 miles, and we had 2,500 feet of gain, but we had 5,400 feet of loss. That's a lot of downhill. That's part of the fun of doing the Wonderland Trail. Is there's just a lot of up and down. Here's a tent sitting in Carbon River Camp. We were at the base of a beautiful waterfall when we were cleaning up and getting water and taking care of chores. Did a little laundry, and couldn't show you anything because my phone was connected to a solar charger and getting limited use. We're really in the trees here. They really buried this campground, or they dug it into the side of a hill. It's amazing that they've got sites up in here. They put a lot of work into it, and I appreciate it. It's a nice to have a place to stay. Anyway, we will see you in the morning. We got a big hike, big climb, all part of the Wonderland Trail. Good morning. Today we're heading up to Spray Park, which is an alternate on the Wonderland Trail. We've got a big climb, looks like 3.5 miles. Then we get up to some nice views. Hopefully the smog doesn't roll in, like the forest fire smoke, like it has off and on. The forecast is for rain in the afternoon, so today is only about a 9.5 mile day maybe, and so hopefully we can beat the storms into camp, or even better, they don't come at all. So we will see you up the trail. Man, what a scene. Look at all the beautiful flowers. Wow, this is so nice. Unfortunately, the smoke has come in from some fires to the northeast, and our view of Mount Rainier is a little obscured. But the view back towards the west is a little better. That's where we came up from, towards the west. Yep. The ocean's on the other side of those. Well, we've come up over 2,800 feet, but we've still got to get up over that saddle up there. That looks like a long way up. Big climb morning. made it over the top, headed back down the other side. I guess this is Spray Park. It's a beautiful area. And we got a lot of downhill ahead of us. Here's where our view of Mount Rainier would go. We had one. This is Mowich Lake, or Mowich Lake, depending on who you talk to. And we actually got here about 5 hours ago. It's a beautiful lake. It's a bit of a zoo, because you can drive up here. We drove up and left the resupply, picked up our bucket earlier. But we've got like campgrounds that are all munched together, and I got a crazy woman staying right next to us.
With the dog.
With the dog, and so it's probably going to be a long night. But I don't like to talk around camp, so maybe I'll just show you a little picture of it before I retire. But the lake is beautiful. Having dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Looks good.
Good dinner.
What are you having for dinner?
Chicken and rice, something. Spanish chicken and rice. I don't
Cool.
know, Mexican Spanish rice. I don't know. It's good.
It's good though.
Yeah.
Good morning. Well, maybe it is where you are. Right here it's raining. It started raining at midnight last night. We thought it might rain in the afternoon, and thought, well, maybe we got lucky. Well, we got lucky yesterday afternoon, but today's supposed to rain all day, it looks like. And then into tomorrow. So we may not be showing you a whole lot. Today we're going a little over 15 miles to North Puyallup.
Puyallup, yeah.
And we've been practicing that name. And a lot of up and down and a lot of wet. So we may or may not see you down the trail. Alright. Probably shouldn't be filming this while I'm walking. Look, blue skies. It's been raining all day up until about a half hour ago. We're up at the top, about to head down 4 miles where we're going to camp at Puyallup, whatever it is. And we're drying out stuff right now, and it is a beautiful day.
Until he sent me a message, so it's a very random.
We reached camp, came over here to get our water supply, and notice this view just on the other side of camp. Quite a view. Big waterfall up there. Good morning. We are just leaving camp at 8 o'clock, which is a couple hours later than we normally do because we're going to Devil's Dream, which apparently the Devil's Dream is to have hordes of mosquitoes around it. So we've got about 14 miles, 4,200 feet of gain, and we should have a lot better views. It's kind of misty, raining right now, but hopefully it'll clear up for the day. The rest of the week's supposed to be really nice. So we will see you down the trail. We've come about 3.5 miles, got the first big climb out of the way. Boy, that was a tough, steep, muddy climb through overgrown trail, kind of like this is right now, except for the steep part. And ran into some rangers, who gave us the good news that it's supposed to rain for the rest of the day. And so there may not be much to video. It's day 2 of Embrace the Suck. So it is what it is, but it's supposed to clear up after that. So we'll see you down the trail. Maybe we should give them some time for themselves. So, just for fun, we hiked 1.5 miles down the wrong trail. So now we're looking at a 17-mile day. Embrace the suck, right? And yeah, we didn't want to get into camp too early anyway. The reason why we left a little later is because it's mosquito infected, and we just want to get in there, throw up the tent, and dive in. So that'll be an hour later, hour and a half later. So we'll see you up the trail. Back on trail. Well, that was a long day. We hiked 17.8 miles and had over 5,600 feet of elevation gain, something like that. It was a lot. We did it all in the rain, and we hurried and got to our mosquito-infested campsite. Immediately put up the tent, jumped inside, and that was our day. Tomorrow the forecast is for rain in the morning, and then tapering off, and then the next 2 days we only have 3 more days on trail. The last 2 days is supposed to be really good weather, which we need because everything we have is wet. But we embrace the suck. And we will see you in the morning. Good morning. It stopped raining sometime in the middle of the night. It was raining harder after we got in the tent, but it rained all day. And one thing we learned sometime around 11 o'clock was that when there's condensation inside your tent and it starts raining really hard, it starts raining inside your tent from the rain pellets heading to the condensation. So we had an interesting night, got up a little early. We've been on the trail for about an hour, or halfway to Longmire. We're heading to Maple Creek today, which is 16.5-mile day. We don't get lost. So we will, but it's not raining now. It's overcast. It's supposed to clear off in the afternoon. We're really counting on it because we got to dry everything out. Anyway, we will see you down the trail. We just left Longmire and stayed there for about an hour. Got a resupply, a little extra breakfast, a Pepsi, and now we're way down a little heavier and moving on. We've got probably another 11 miles to go to get to Maple Creek. Reflection pools. I think we're gonna have to come back another day to fully appreciate these. Well, we just finished going through the touristy part of the Longmire Paradise area, and it's been off and on drizzling rain today. It wasn't raining when we got up, which is why we scampered out when we did. It rained hard during the night, but it's tough because all we have are wet socks. You can't do laundry. Anything that gets wet stays wet. And we've got trash compactor bags in our packs to keep our critical items dry. And so far that's worked out, but the forecast was supposed to be clear skies this afternoon. And it's 1 o'clock and it's still drizzling rain. So we've got about 4 miles to camp. Hopefully things clear up for us. That would be nice. Well, we got to camp at about 3:30. It's pretty good because we did 17 miles. It stopped, it's just kind of like a little mist rain off and on during the day. It stopped about an hour before we got to camp. Dried out the tent, which was kind of a mess inside, and aired it out for about an hour and hung up our mattresses and aired those out. And now it's nice and dry. We have a beautiful river. We got all cleaned up and that nice sound helped us go to sleep. Tomorrow looks like a big climb day, but it's only 10 miles and it's supposed to have some great scenery and great weather. So we will see you in the morning. Good morning. That's right. That's the sun. We haven't seen the sun in 3 days. And the skies are clear and blue. It's 7:15. We have a short day, about 10 miles. Most of it uphill. Bring it on. It's supposed to have great views. It's gonna be a great day. We will see you up the trail. It's our first view of Mount Rainier, probably 5 days. It's gonna be a glorious day. Just hit a little rest stop here at Best Box Canyon. Had a nice flush toilet and everything. We think that might be Mount Adams. It's definitely a volcano. First view of it. Oh, wow. This is what we came here for. Wow. There was a young couple we met when we were getting our permits who we ran into yesterday. We stayed with them at Carbon River, and when they came through here a couple days ago, it was raining. They couldn't see any of this, and so I told them I'd take a little extra just for them. got the camp. It's a little before 2 o'clock. Stopped to talk to a lot of nice people and took our time coming to the top. What a beautiful scene right from camp. So we'll get our clothes out, get everything dried off, and go exploring. This is right at our camp. Good morning. Welcome to our 8th and final day on the Wonderland Trail. We're leaving camp right now. It's about 6 a.m. Looks to be another beautiful day like yesterday. We've got a hard climb to start the day up into some incredible country. I'm so looking forward to showing you this. And then we've got a long descent down to the car, and that'll be that. So we will see you up the trail. A better view of Mount Adams. Wow. It's like a top of a cornice. Got to go up and around it. Here's the cornice from the business side here. A little sketchy getting down, but we managed. This is a very interesting area. up here. There's the path we came down just a while ago. It's quite the scene here. Tough to take it all in. So, just for fun, well, just as we were leaving the big scenic area, we were coming down towards the Wonderland campsite. Sandy decided that she had to go to the bathroom at the campsite real bad. Right at the same time, we ran into a ranger, and apparently our permit blew off in those 50-mile-an-hour winds up on the pass. But she called it in, we checked out okay, but it was interesting timing. Well, that was the Wonderland Trail. We've just got a few miles to go. We're getting near the bottom of a long descent. You know, those 3 days when it was raining, that was some type 2 fun. That was tough. When things get wet and there's no way to get them dry, you run out of laundry, it can be really taxing, especially when you're doing like 17-mile days. And we come for the views, you know. When there's no views, it loses its meaning for us. But I gotta say, the last 2 days and the first 2 days were so spectacular. That's why we come hiking. That's why we do this. It was, you know, when we work hard and get up to the top of a pass and look at those glaciers and waterfalls, and we just feel all giddy, and it really is what we come out here for and gives our life meaning. And it was overall, we're so glad we did this trail. It was hard. We added some extra miles, so I'll have to add them up later on, but we did over 100 miles and probably 25,000 feet of gain. It is a whole lot of up and down, but we both feel good about the finish, and we appreciate you watching our videos, and we will see you on the next hike. One other thing I'd like to add is we see a lot of people on the trail. There's some amazing people on the trail that we come across. We spent a couple days hiking with a gal named Rachel, who is she is fit. She's carrying like a 50-pound pack and just as delightful as any person could be. We ran into some PCTers and a whole bunch of really good quality people up here, and you know, part of the enjoyment of doing one of these is running into people who share your interests and passions, and it's exciting to swap stories with them, spend a little time. I thought it was important to throw that in. Okay, now I'll see you on the next hike.